the greatest jobs president that God ever created. I tell you that.
Thank you very much.
I know.
For that warm welcome. Now, can I just say,
There's a lot of anger in our politics today. You know why? Because it works. It always has.
Vox are best known for their YouTube channel. According to Social Blade, since its creation in 2014, Vox has produced 892 videos, achieving just under 5 million subscribers, over 1 billion video views, and has established itself as news. Vox is part of a new wave of news media targeting younger audiences. During the 2016 Brexit referendum, 72.2% of those able to vote did, and despite breaking records, this still leaves a massive 27.8% of the UK either unable to vote or undecided on the issues. General elections have even higher numbers of unused votes, with over 14 million people not voting during the 2016 snap election. The modern age media is creating a wall of new media producers aimed specifically at the 27.8%. Vox, BuzzFeed, Vice, Wired, MTV are prime examples of divisive media found on main social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, and this is just the beginning of the issue. Vox has branched a number of platforms and has produced content covering a number of different genres. This is where Vox establishing itself as a news network becomes a key issue. See, on their YouTube channel, Vox hasn't strictly covered the issues of newsworthiness. They drift in and out of highly political issues such as the Trump administration and into topics of entertainment, such as why no aquarium has a great white shark or why the Concorde fouled. Vox's mission statement is to help others understand the news, and here's why that won't work. Political bias is something that has been an issue since the printing press. The selection and choice of words in the coverage of news has increasing importance over how the news is represented, and Vox aren't an exception to this. With the channel's popularity booming during the 2016 presidential campaign, Vox mass-produced video after video negatively covering Trump's rise to the top without taking into account opposite sides of the argument or debates. The channel's repetition of powerful words and titles creates fear among the general public, and although the channel openly presents itself as anti-Trump, it fails to recognize its bias in coverage. This is a new form of bad media practice. By distinguishing itself as an entertainment channel, Vox is able to fool the YouTube algorithm into popularizing itself among the recommendation software. When YouTube creates a personalized set of recommendation, it relies on the channels and videos you have watched previously. By blurring the lines of entertainment and news, Vox enters the algorithm as a series of entertainment videos, and via the process of channel association, YouTube suggests Vox's political content as it knows the user has watched content also produced by Vox. In effect, increasing youth awareness of political issues, but an awareness which presents one side of the argument rather than the facts themselves. The issue is further extended when we investigate the Vox production Netflix series Explained. Having been marked as a documentary, the series follows the same bad media practice as its YouTube channel. Comprised of 20 episodes, Explained covers a number of issues which cannot be regarded as news: loss of hearing, astrology, tattoos, eternal life, all things which, albeit may not be news, may be categorized as documentary, as Netflix suggests themselves. The other style of videos created by the channel are the politically motivated, where the network becomes even less secretive of its political bias. The racial wealth gap, why are women paid less? The water crisis. These three titles are key ingredients in creating an argument for an issue without presenting the counter-argument that the issues may not exist. For example, looking past the leading title of Why Women Are Paid Less, the video starts by presenting the fact that different countries have variations in the amount men and women are paid, continuing to argue that this is due almost solely to society forcing motherhood onto women. But as Christina Hofsummers explains on her YouTube series,
the so-called wage gap is mostly, perhaps entirely, an artifact of the different choices men and women make. Different fields of study, different professions, different balances between home and work. Now, wage gap activists will argue that even when you control for relevant variables, women still earn less. Well, it always turns out they omit one or two crucial variables.
Vox is making the same argument. They haven't accounted for a number of factors in the data that they are talking about. And as political commentator Milo Yiannopoulos puts it,
It's one of those feminist myths that won't die. Basically, if you take all of the earnings of men and all of the earnings of women and you do a simple bit of maths, then you'll get something like a 77, right? What this doesn't take into account is the different choices that women make, doesn't take into account a variety of factors. No reputable economist takes the wage gap seriously.
And with research in Canada, Switzerland, Germany, France, the Netherlands, the United States, and the United Kingdom finding that only 30% of the population believe in the wage gap, Vox are explaining an issue rather than proving it. At the end of the day, it is the consumers of Vox Media who ultimately decide what the network is defined as. And according to Wikipedia, Vox is an American news and opinion website, creating a major juxtaposition between how Vox define themselves and how the audience defines them. Either way, the increasing dilution of traditional news and fact-based journalism will continue to populate mainstreams of media for youth demographics until the original conventions of news media are lost and opinion news prevails.